You have achy joints, bones, and muscles? I'm going to show you how to feel better without getting surgery.
We'll also talk about the costs in both time and money. That way you can make the best decision for you.
My name is Ryan Kearns, and I help people from all over the world get better from Lyme disease, which often leads to achy joints, achy bones, achy muscles, pain all over the body.
It's important to know the root cause of your aches and pains.
If you have all these aches and pains and you don't know why, you might want to find out if you have Lyme disease, and that's not easy.
The current Lyme disease test, the Western blot or the ELISA test, are both hit or miss. Experts suggest that these tests have 40 to 50% false negatives.
So what we did is we created a free test that you can take online that asks a series of questions and grades you how likely or not likely it is that you have Lyme disease. You can go to freelymetest.com if you want to check that out.
Not only does it help to know the root cause of your pains and aches, but it also helps you move in the right direction to start to get better.
So check it out at freelymetest.com. Now, the tragic part about joint pain is that often if you go through the traditional medical system, they will push you for surgery. They want the most expensive treatment possible so that they can get the most money out of each patient. That's why oftentimes people get pressured into doing surgery when they don't even need to. It's so important to seek a second opinion, speak to other doctors, talk to a holistic practitioner as well as a traditional practitioner to figure out what's going to serve your body best. Back in 2012, I tried to do a backflip off a water slide and I ended up tearing my meniscus in my knee, so I had to get surgery. Now, I wasn't able to walk for months on end. It was a difficult process to get back to walking again. And that's when I learned something so important, is that movement is medicine. See, I started learning that I could go to physical therapy and I could learn different exercises. I could do these different exercises that strengthen the muscles around my knee and the muscles on the opposite side of the body to take some pressure off that knee. And I was fascinated by this world of physical therapy and of movement as medicine. And now I tell people all the time, if you're having aches and pains in your body, consider physical therapy, consider exercise as a tool to get better before jumping into surgeries or pharmaceutical options that can be detrimental to your health as a whole. With the help of physical therapy, I was able to go from not walking at all to being able to have a stronger leg that was the one that got injured in the first place than the other leg. So they really helped me rebuild the muscle and the capacity for that leg. So now, I never even noticed that I had that surgery in the first place. I can run full speed, I can do squats, I can do anything that needs to be done with that knee. Exercise can be difficult. It is hard to move your body. It is hard to strengthen your body. It can be difficult to get yourself motivated to do so. And it can be hard to go through that process consistently for a long period of time. But if you can get yourself to do it, exercise as medicine is one of the best approaches you can use when you're feeling pain. So often people start to feel that pain and they start to feel those aches and they just sit on the couch and call it a day and say, I can't do anything because I'm in pain. And I get it. That makes complete sense. But unfortunately, the opposite approach is what helps you get better. If you've been to physical therapy before, you know it's not intense or insane exercises. They're actually very simple, quite easy to do, and it's really just about repetition and consistency above everything else. Consider physical therapy and use movement as medicine. Even something simple like going for a walk every single day can get that blood pumping and help to remove old damaged cells and replace them with new healthy cells. There's so many benefits to exercise that if exercise could be given to you in a pill, it would be the most expensive treatment in the world, but it's not. It's free and we can all do it every single day. It cuts our mortality rates by insane amounts. It cuts our disease rate by an insane amount. There's so many benefits. I can't even begin to give you all of the benefits that go with exercise. So using movement and exercise as medicine is a great step if you want to get better from feeling those aches and pains every single day. Now, the cost. In order to get physical therapy covered by an insurance company, it needs to be medically necessary. So if you just got a surgery or you had a terrible injury and the physical therapy is directly related to that surgery or injury, then that will work. The insurance company will likely cover that cost. And if they don't, because we all know they like to deny things, you should be able to fight it and get the money covered for physical therapy. Now, if you're someone that doesn't have insurance or that wants to pay out of pocket or that doesn't qualify as medically necessary, you can still get physical therapy. It tends to cost around $75 to $150 per session. So if you were to do 2 sessions per week, it would be $150 to $300 every week. And that can become a lot of money, but if you can afford it, go for it, because it is insanely impactful and powerful for your body. If you're feeling those aches and pains, you can start to build back a stronger body that doesn't feel that anymore, especially because it's so low cost, it's so helpful, and it might help you avoid all of the other surgeries or pharmaceutical drugs that doctors try to throw at you so that they can make you a more expensive patient in the system. The second thing that you can do to start to feel better and start to have your joints operating properly and your bones and muscles will stop feeling those aches and pains is to detox and hydration. Now, this is also a very low cost, simple thing that most people can do in order to start to feel better just in general. It can help you lose weight, it can help you, have more energy, and it can help you to really make sure there's enough fluid in your body to make all of the processes work and to make your joints have enough synovial fluid so that they can move easily and frequently. Straight up, dehydration just causes impairment in every area of your body. We need hydration. We need high quality water going throughout our body all day long, every day. If we're not hydrated, our joints probably won't work properly and everything becomes worse. We get more inflammation. Every ache and pain becomes worse just from being dehydrated. So we need to stay hydrated. And look, I'm the type of guy that was probably dehydrated for most of my life. I drank a lot of soda, maybe some coffee. I didn't drink much water at all. But once I learned about hydration and I learned how important it is for our body, I started to focus in that area. And what happened next was amazing. I lost massive amounts of weight. I started to feel better, look better, be more confident and happy. I started to have more just general energy and improvement in my body. And so what does hydration mean? We want to aim for half an ounce per pound of body weight. So half an ounce of water per pound of body weight would be, if you weigh 200 pounds, you want to drink about 100 ounces of water per day. That's fluid ounces. Now, if you weigh 150 pounds, that would be 75 fluid ounces of water per day. So take your weight and figure out what half of that would be, and then drink that many fluid ounces of water per day. If that sounds like a very high amount of water, it's probably because it is, right? We want to aim even higher than what we fully need, right? So if you are aiming for 100 ounces and you come in at 90 ounces or 80 ounces, you'll still feel pretty good. You'll still be getting a lot of those benefits. So we are purposely aiming high, and we're aiming high as well because some people are a lot more active than other people and they sweat every day. Those people need more water. So we want to aim to be the type of person that is active, even if we are not, so that we can have that amount of water, and maybe we'll start to exercise more, we'll start to move more, we'll start to sweat more, and that water will be there to support our body along the way. Now let's quickly touch on the type of water. My personal favorite is water that's been filtered through reverse osmosis. Now, if you don't know what that is, it's just a fancy filtration process that basically gets the water down to 0.0 TDS, or total dissolved solids. That means there's nothing else in the water. There's no minerals, there's nothing at all. It's just pure quality H2O. So when you drink that, it basically feels like you're drinking air. There's no taste, there's no feeling of the water. It's really just the basic, most simple water ever. Now, the problem with that is that normally we get a good amount of minerals from our water. So if we remove everything from the water, we do have to add some healthy form of minerals back in a lot of the time. That's where those hydration packs come in. I'm sure you've seen hydration packs on the market. There's things like Liquid IV, LMNT. These are just some of the more popular brands that I've seen of these companies that create different hydration powders. Now, when you have reverse osmosis water and you add in some hydration powder, not every single time you drink water, but maybe once a day, maybe even just a couple times a week, you will start to feel so much better. There's a huge difference in your body when you're actually hydrated with the correct minerals, the correct water, and the correct amount of both of those things. Now, it's going to depend which one you like in terms of flavor, but it also depends on what you need. Now, if you're a more active individual, you want to find one that's very high in sodium. Something like LMNT might be perfect for you because it has 1,000 milligrams of sodium. If you're more sedentary, if you're not really the most active person right now, let's be honest with ourselves, then liquid IV might be a better bet, but I would suggest getting the sugar-free version of liquid IV. While the sugar can be helpful for people who are super athletic, if you're not as athletic, you just don't need added sugar in your life. It will increase the inflammation in your body. It could hurt your joints even more. And especially if you're someone with Lyme disease, you know that you need to avoid sugar at all costs. Now, in terms of cost, the reverse osmosis systems cost anywhere from $150 to $15,000. It really depends on what kind of setup you want in your home. Now, some people want to have that reverse osmosis right in the main line of their water to their house. That is going to cost more. That's a bigger setup, but it's usually you have to hire someone to set it up for you, and it can, be expensive. But you'll have reverse osmosis water coming out of all of your tap, which is amazing. Now, the other option is to just get an outer system that looks kind of ugly and it sits on your counter, but it filters the water for you, and you're able to get your reverse osmosis water just by turning a little switch on your faucet. Now, those are only about $150. They're pretty affordable, and for the amount of high quality drinkable water that they give you, especially if you're in an area where you can't drink the tap water, this is going to be the best use scenario. And in terms of the hydration powders, they can be anywhere from $5 to, $15. They're nothing crazy, but you can find them at pretty much any grocery store these days. I see them all the time. They even have some that are like little circle tabs that you just drop into your water and it dissolves, kind of like vitamin C or something that just dissolves in your water. And then your water has all those minerals that you can drink and reap the benefits of. The third thing you can do to start feeling better from joint pains and muscle pains and aches and just constant pain is to calm inflammation. And this is especially true for people who have Lyme disease or co-infections. The people that I work with from all over the world, we really need to focus on this area. A lot of the symptoms we see are due directly from inflammation. That's why when I had Lyme disease back in 2016, I was really a shell of myself. I was sleeping like 18 hours a day. My heart rate was dropping. I fainted a few times. I was very sick, and I was not myself. I couldn't show up for my family the way I wanted to. I couldn't be the best version of myself. That's when I learned that our body is under different threats at all times. And the inflammation response that our body gives off in stealth microbes, that they've been called, they pile up and the body needs to start to fight back. See, people get it wrong and they think that these types of diseases are just one microbe got into your body and that's it, right? You got bit by a tick and now you've been infected. It's just a little bit oversimplified. The real truth is that it's a boiling over effect of many different threats happening inside your body. There is an imbalance between good bacteria and bad bacteria. And so that is the root cause. And it causes all this inflammation. That this inflammation is in response to the threat of the bad bacteria rising up. And it causes a cascade effect that just basically cycles back on itself. It's kind of like if the police went searching for a bad guy and they couldn't find him. So the roads got clogged up with police cars and there was police everywhere all the time. That's what inflammation is. It's your immune system overreacting to a bacteria that it cannot find, it cannot eliminate. And that's what we're dealing with when it comes to Lyme and co-infections a lot of the time. So we need to calm that inflammation. Now, there's so many things we can do to calm inflammation, but one of the easiest ones is to practice meditation, breath work, calming the nervous system. When our body is in a constant threat like that, we're automatically put into fight or flight mode. Our body needs to fight to get through this thing, right? Or run away. And that means that the blood is really just sent to specific organs, really our limbs, so we can run faster. We're in this constant state of stress that just really amps us up and causes that inflammation to get even worse. And so what we want to do is move from fight or flight mode to rest and repair mode. And this happens when we take up a meditation practice. We learn breath work. We learn relaxation techniques. We learn how to cope with stress. We learn how to have hard conversations with loved ones. We learn all of these skills and tactics for dealing with the stresses in everyday life. Because if you don't have those, then the stress just piles on and piles on and piles on and piles on, and it gets worse and worse and worse. And so what I did is I started learning how to meditate. I had never done it before. I wasn't good at it. I didn't know much about it, but I got an app called the Headspace app, and I did 5 minutes of meditation. And I tried it, and I felt pretty good after. It was like, okay, cool. After a while, I did 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. Then I started increasing that time till I was doing 20 minutes. And then I stopped using the app, and I started doing meditations on my own for 20 to 30 minutes every single morning. And what happened was my body was in a much calmer state. I was in that rest and relaxation state, that rest and repair mode way more often. I started to learn other skills for dealing with stress and dealing with hard times and dealing with difficult conversations, and things just really started to get better from there. It's such a great foundation to have and to build upon, especially when we're going through something difficult for our body. If we can at least make our stresses a little bit lighter, a little bit easier to deal with, then our body can focus on healing. Our body has more energy towards getting better instead of towards just surviving another day. I said we would talk about costs of everything, and this one is free. Allow time for your body to enter rest and repair mode every single day and see what happens, because it's free and it's so good for you. And you'll probably see that there's less stress in your life, and you'll probably see that you feel more centered and grounded, and you'll probably see that there's less inflammation and your nervous system isn't so ramped up all the time, which can help. Let me know how it goes in the comments section below. So the number 4 thing that you can do that's natural, cost effective, easy to do is supplements. So there's really 3 that I want to highlight in this video, but I tried to pick ones that were the most broadly used for people that have joint pain and aches, and what will help you get better. And not only that, but these are broadly used because they're generally needed in a whole array of processes that happen inside the body. So the first one is vitamin D. Now, if you didn't know that, vitamin D directly affects your bone health, your joint health, and your muscle health. You need vitamin D in your life to start feeling better. It's essential for bone and joint health and for promoting bone strength. So the next one is magnesium. Magnesium is involved in over 300 chemical processes inside our body. It's essential for so many reasons, including our joints and our muscles and bones as well. So I like to take my magnesium right before dinner, so that when I eat dinner and have that magnesium in my body, I start to relax and things start to slow down, and then it actually helps me sleep quite a bit. So magnesium is essential. You want that as well. And the third one is consider using collagen. Now, collagen is a protein. It's the most abundant protein in your body, and it's extremely important for bones, muscles, joints, and it can help to rebuild and repair any damage that might have been done, because it's the protein that builds up those areas. But to quickly talk about the cost, vitamin D is usually very low cost. You can find it for under $10. Magnesium can be more expensive. The really high quality ones, I like magnesium glycinate, and the one that I get costs about $50 to $60 for a tub that lasts about a month. And collagen. We have collagen for sale at limewars.com. It is very high quality. It has all the types of collagen, type 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, all in the same supplement. That way you're not missing any type of collagen that can help to rebuild those joints. And it's about $40, but we often have discounts available on our website. And finally, last but definitely not least, the 5th thing that you can do to help your joints is use herbal support. Now, herbs are so cool. They're just powerful little plants that have been around for centuries. Herbs are meant to support the body in the actual healing process. They help to ramp up the immune system or calm down the immune system, depending on what you need. They help to improve the gut bacteria balance and really start to help the good bacteria start to win and the bad bacteria start to lose the war that's going on in your body. And they help to improve cellular health and protect your body from more damage. And all of those things combined are so powerful and so unique to a very specific set of herbs. Now, the really cool part about herbs is that unlike their pharmaceutical counterpoints, they do not harm your body. They don't cause inflammation. They're actually anti-inflammatory. They're not like antibiotics, which can kill your healthy gut bacteria. Instead, they feed your healthy gut bacteria and kill bad bacteria. That's what I found out. And that's the journey I went on, and I started using herbs every single day. I didn't use the antibiotics or the steroids or anything else. I decided to go the all-natural route. And I used 3 main herbs. Why? Because I read about them in other books from famous doctors, herbalists, and Lyme disease patients. These 3 herbs are widely recognized as the best possible solution to Lyme disease. I didn't make this up, I found it. I'm not a genius, I just looked in a few books, right? And then the first one is Japanese knotweed, or Polygonum cuspidatum. Now this one is amazing. It can protect the blood-brain barrier. It can protect your cells from being penetrated. It can protect your body from going through even worse than it's feeling right now. And it does all this while increasing circulation and blood flow and improving blood vessel dilation. It's just amazing for your blood and for your organs. And this is widely recognized in all the literature. Second is cat's claw. Cat's claw helps to modulate the immune system, meaning if your immune system is over-ramped and just going crazy and causing tons of inflammation, it will calm it down a little bit. But if your immune system isn't reacting and isn't doing the correct processes to clear out old debris, it will ramp up the immune system process as well. It helps to modulate the immune system, not just increase or decrease it. And finally, we have angiographis, which helps to balance the gut bacteria, improve the immune system response, reduce inflammation, and fight back against Lyme bacteria. So those are the 3 herbs that I wanted to use, but then I had to try and find them. And the problem was I couldn't find them all from the same source. I had a very difficult time finding them at all. I ended up eventually finding them in bulk to make sure that they were high quality, not tainted with heavy metals or tainted with other drugs or nonsense. I had to find these things, and it took a long time. And then I started making my own products. And that's why we created the Lyme Wars Recovery Kit. This way we can third-party test every single batch that we have so that we know they're safe, free from heavy metals, free from drugs, free from BS and nonsense that doesn't belong in there. We make them as simple as possible. We only put 1 herb in each capsule so that we can have that controlled process. Instead of throwing everything in the kitchen sink at our body, we want to take it slow. We want to take the right steps one at a time and then build it up from there. And that's what the Lyme Wars Recovery Kit allows us to do with ourselves and with our clients. If you have Lyme disease and co-infections, this is the #1 thing that you can do to get better, is use these 3 herbs consistently for a period of time, and you will see your body start to reap the benefits. That's why we have over 300 stories of people going through this process and seeing amazing results. And the coolest part is it costs less than a cup of coffee per day to take the herbs that can help you take back your body and feel like yourself again. And you can see all of them on our website at lymewars.com or lymediseasewars.com. Now remember, if you think you might have Lyme disease but you don't have a diagnosis, you can check out freelymetest.com. And if you know you have Lyme disease, you can get a free ebook that we wrote for you that gives us the 6 steps that we follow with our clients, with myself, to get better, all naturally, without the medication, the steroids, the antibiotics, the doctor's offices, the expensive treatments. These are things that you can do yourself. These are things that help you take back control of your body. And you can check that out at the link directly below this video. Just go into the description, click on that link. You'll have to put in your email. You'll get that ebook for free. It's our gift to you for checking out our stuff. We greatly appreciate your time and attention. So click the link directly below this video to get your free ebook. It's called the Lyme Survival Guide. And this guide I wrote years ago, but it's helped so many people, and it can help you too. If you don't have Lyme disease, remember to get second and third opinions. Don't just jump into a surgery or some crazy pharmaceutical treatment without asking around for what else can be done. A lot of the time, physical therapy is a great place to start. So start looking around, start talking to other people, and figure out what steps you're going to take for your body. If you have any questions, comment below. We're here for you. We love you, and we will see you in the next video.